In this video, I'm going to go over the starter sets that I own, that I like a lot, that I'm looking at, and judge them on a few key points like value, contents, but most importantly, the out-of-the-box experience. And if you like the game, how easy is it to expand upon that box? At the end of the video, I'm going to decide on the king of the starter sets. Which one would I take with me on a deserted island, for example? And this is all my own opinion. If you want to drop your opinion, comment section down below. Let's get started. I decided not to include Age of Sigmar or Warhammer 40k in this list. The cheaper starter sets don't give you the great out-of-the-box experience that we're looking for, and the more expensive ultimate starter sets that you want for example, Combat Patrol or Spearhead are outside of the budget. While Spearhead has really piqued my interest over the last, well, since it has been released basically, we cannot get you and your buddy playing for $100. So let's move on to something a bit more affordable, a bit more whimsical, and honestly a lot more fun. The Moonstone starter set contains everything you need to play the full game for just 80 bucks. This tiny box comes with 2 troops, 4 minis each, plus all the whimsical tokens, cards, dice and everything you need to play the game. And while it doesn't come with terrain, it really makes up for it for its out-of-the-box experience and how close it is to the actual full game, because you're basically playing the full game. If you want to play tournaments of Moonstone, they will probably ask you to get 5 or 6 models on your troop. This one has 4. Don't worry about it. If you only have this one, play this with your buddy. Just 4 minis each side and you will have a lot of fun. You get the full experience just by playing this. But where Moonstone really gets exciting is when you start expanding. Moonstone has one of the most flexible and interesting list building systems out there. If you start with the Commonwealth humans, for example, who are also in this box, you can go towards fawns, you can go to trolls, you can go to gnomes, and before you know it, you have a link to one of the other factions like the Dominion or the Relicblade or the Shades. It's kind of like a rabbit hole of interconnected factions, and soon you could end up like my buddy Schulbach, who is over at my Discord. So my way of expanding upon this starter set was really getting Boris the Bunny Summoner, who is Relicblade and Commonwealth. And before I knew it, I was expanding into the Hunting Horns, who are also Relicblade and Commonwealth. And then I decided to get a pure Relicblade set like this one. And of course we have the Jackalope, who is Commonwealth and Relicblade as well. There's really a lot of ways to get yourself a troop that you like. Now there is another starter set available. It's a little bit more expensive and it gets you into the Shades and the Relicblade with some really cool models. Now, a couple of months ago I made a video about the new Star Wars Legion starter sets, and I also talked a little bit about what to buy and what not to buy. I recommended getting the old Star Wars Legion starter set. This is still under 100 euros. I think it is actually decreasing in price a little bit. Now this is the Galactic Civil War era with Rebels and Empire. You also have the Clone Wars era, which I think is a little bit more expensive. And this is still a great buy, but there are some things to consider. This is a pretty old product. This was made by Fantasy Flight Games, the good old days. And most things in this starter set are going to be outdated, and they have been for a little while. If you want to know more about all the starter sets for Star Wars Legion and you're interested in playing this, I highly recommend you check out that video that I made about what to buy, what not to buy. You can check it out right here. Either way, this starter set is still great. It's still a great out-of-the-box experience as well. You could play this out of the box. You get Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker, both with their own army of, Rebels and Empire. You also get a little rulebook, which, like I said, is outdated, but it's, you're still able to play. And if you don't mind printing, this is actually still a good box because everything is now for free on the AMG website. You can print all the unit cards, you can print all the rules, you can print all the upgrade cards, whatever you want. So expandability, if you're okay with printing, is pretty great on this one. Not to mention that most of the games that I'm mentioning in this list are kind of like skirmish games. This is a full-fledged army game. This is a war game. I mean, I still really love this box. It comes with great memories, great nostalgia for me when me and my buddy Rick just started playing the game. And I think these are out of production now, so if you can still find one, you can probably find it for cheap and you can pick it up. It's still a great buy. Now to put the actual stars in Star Wars, this is Star Wars X-Wing. This is also a Fantasy Flight starter set, and that is why it's quite dear to me. I love the Fantasy Flight period of games, especially the Star Wars games. But unfortunately, unlike Legion, X-Wing is really out of production. There's no development on it anymore. It is good to know though that there is a community that is really working on some new rules. It's called the X-Wing Alliance. You should really check it out. They are working their asses off to get new rules out there. Last year I made an entire video about the, I guess the rise and fall of X-Wing and is it really dead and why should you play it? That video can be checked out right here. As for this starter set, because that's what we're talking about, if you can still find it, you have to pick it up. No questions asked, pick it up. In my country, which is the Netherlands, this box is still available here and there and it costs around 38 euros. Pretty great. So what does it come with? Not much. It doesn't come with much. It comes with 1 X-Wing and 2 TIE fighters. It's really kind of like an introductory kind of set. I mean, the starter set is really nice. It comes with everything that you need to play, except for a playmat, but just use a table. But you really want to upgrade. After playing a couple of games with just this, you feel the need to upgrade, and that can be quite hard nowadays. Please do not pay ridiculous prices for X-Wing models. And if you have a friend who can 3D print, there are some great 3D printing options out there for X-Wing as well. What can I say about this box, man? If you can find this, pick it up, take it with you, cherish it. Now, before we move on to one of the best starter sets that I've ever seen, that I ever unboxed and ever played, I want to ask you to like the video if you did, dislike it if you don't, and please leave me a comment with the starter sets that you really like. A while ago, the lovely people over at Great Escape Games, they sent over this box of Dead Man's Hand Redux. Now, Dead Man's Hand is a skirmish game set in the Old West, and before you're telling me, well, you know what, I don't like cowboys, just hear me out a little bit. The Redux starter set really scores extremely high on value, contents out of the box experience, expandability. Man, this is probably the best out there. I mean, it comes with 3 buildings, 3 actual buildings. It comes with a shit ton of scattered terrain, which I still have a lot left to put in my bits box. The same goes for the models, by the way. I have 2 full posses now that I can play the game with. The rulebook does a really good job of easing you into the game. It comes with the dice that you need. It comes with the playing cards that you need to play the game. It has fun mechanics. It is easy to play. I don't want to say too much about this game yet because I am recording a review for this and that will be out in a couple of weeks. So subscribe if you want to see that. It is going to be an exciting one. There's cowboy hats, there's shenanigans. It's lovely. But in case you don't like cowboys and cowboy hats, I talked about it before. What if you replace the revolvers with blaster pistols, with blasters? Get it into the Star Wars universe, for example, like a shootout between bounty hunters, gunslingers. Yeah, we're going to do this. Me and my buddy Rick, we're going to do this. We're going to do a shootout on Tatooine. Han Solo, Cat Bane, Bosk, a couple of those new Star Wars Legion sleeper cell models, for example. Yeah, this is definitely going to work. Now, apart from the Redux starter set, there is really exciting ways to expand this game with mounted gunfighters, there is stagecoaches, there's even a freaking train in one of the scenarios. I don't know how that works yet, but it looks pretty cool. Now, I am a big fan of the next game I'm talking about, which is Kill Team, and I was surprised to see how affordable the starter set is. Now, there's a few things that you need to know about the starter set and Kill Team in general. Now, I highly recommend that If you're new to Kill Team, pick up this starter set first before you're getting into something like Hivestorm or one of the expansions for Kill Team, because the rules can be quite deep. Even for me, as someone who has played a lot of Kill Team, the rules are still a little bit complex for me when I just want to get out a regular game and set some things up and just, you know, shoot each other to bits. Hivestorm and the expansions for Kill Team don't really do a good job of easing you into the gameplay, into, you know, the quite complex systems that Kill Team can have. So this starter set is quite great. It comes with two teams, the Space Marines and the Death Guard, you know, the Plague Marines for the Death Guard. It comes with MDF terrain, which is simple to put together and just get it out there. Also, it comes with the light rules of Kill Team, what I talked about before. I think it is around 70 euros or something. It is a great set. Like, great models, great set, great way to get into Kill Team and see if you like the basics of the game. Now, jumping back to historicals for a little bit, this is the Battle of the Bulge starter set for Bolt Action 3rd edition. Me and my buddy Rick, we decided to get into Bolt Action around the time that 3rd edition came out, and this is the starter set, the first starter set for the 3rd edition of Bolt Action. And honestly, we split this, and this is a great set. I mean, take a look at this. It comes with two forces. You have the US and the Germans. It comes with the rulebook, it comes with terrain, and it comes with a little a rules reference kind of guide that will ease you into the gameplay mechanics slowly. So you build up a couple of units, you play a game, you build up a couple of more units, you play a more advanced game, and that's how they ease you into the game, and that is really, really nice. And honestly, this is the perfect start to get started with Bolt Action. It's really easy to expand upon, and that's what me and my buddy Rick have been doing. The video for Bolt Action is also in the making. This is quite a big one because I've been filming this since February or January or something. And in that video, I just really want to focus on how it's like for complete beginners to get into Bolt Action. And honestly, the Battle of the Bulge starter set made it really, really easy to get into it. So if you want to get into historicals, this is the way to go. Now, I also have two honorable mentions of games that I have never really played, so it's really hard for me to say something about their starter sets. The first one is ArcWorlde, for which I sometimes just pick up a model when I go to my local game store. They're by Warp Miniatures, and I'm just overall a really, really, really big fan of Warp Miniatures. They have this quirky little style that carries on throughout the range, and I think that's pretty nice. They do a very, very good job with having their own aesthetics to their game, and that's what I really, really like about Warp Miniatures. And well, that's why I'm interested in playing ArcWorlde. The starter set for ArcWorlde is pretty fantastic. It's not even a 2-player starter set, it is a 4-player starter set. That box, I've not only been looking at it, but it has been looking at me for a very, very long time. The other one that I like to mention has been on my wish list for a even longer time. As far as I can remember. I mean, basically that was the first time that I found out that there's not only GW, but there's other games out there. There's indie games out there. In this case, I'm talking about Relicblade, which is a small little fantasy skirmish game by Sean Sutter, which is a very, very nice dude. I've talked to him a couple of times, just asking about the game a little bit. The game looks really fun. The models have that same quirky thing that Warp Miniature does. I think the starter set for Relicblade is under 100 euros. It's a 2-player starter set, and I hope that I will be able to play this game in the future. Now, I am pretty sure that I forgot about a bunch of games, and you know, already recording this video, I realized that I should have mentioned Warhammer Underworlds as well. I mean, Warhammer Underworlds and me, we go way back. As an out-of-the-box experience, it is a great game because you can assemble the minis. They're colored plastic, so you can just assemble and play the game. It's a really easy game to play. Now, the reason that I didn't get into the new edition of Warhammer Underworlds is because I have so many warbands that have yet to be painted, so I promise myself to do that first before I pick up something new for Warhammer Underworlds. I have about like 10 unpainted warbands, so shame. Now, apart from Warhammer Underworlds, there's stuff like Battletech, maybe Halo Flashpoint, Infinity, War Machine. There's a bunch of things that I haven't played, that I have not tried, that I have not looked into. And I'd love to hear your opinion about it. So please let me know in the comments below, which are some of your reasonably priced starter sets for tabletop miniature games. But if I could choose only one starter set to take with me to a deserted island without the ability to expand on it or buy terrain or stuff like that, it would be Moonstone. And of course I'm biased. I love Moonstone, I love everything about Moonstone. I would be on that deserted island and take some rocks and some driftwood and make my own table and then play this game. Unless I was alone and I needed a game that I could play solo, ArcWorlde for example. So maybe I should, maybe ArcWorlde then. But without a doubt, best value in a starter set, Dead Man's Hand Redux, without a single doubt. I really don't know how they do it. This stuff is so complete. The out-of-the-box experience is amazing. The value is amazing. And that is not because I'm making a sponsored video about that. I promise. But with all the terrain, all the extra bits, all the you know, the little walkways, the little porches, it's really hard not to recommend this as one of the best starter sets out there. It's easy as that. And again, if you have other opinions, let me know in the comments below. I'm really happy to hear about other starter sets that I haven't tried before. But I hope this video was helpful to you, and consider subscribing if you liked it. And I will talk to you guys later. This was a different setting than normal, by the way. I don't know if anyone noticed. I'm kind of in between work and this place with my camera, so I just set up something quickly. Let me know if you liked it. And I'll see you guys, and join the Discord maybe. Okay, see you guys later.